Hello, everybody. This is Carmelo and Sasha, your friends from Arcanum Ventures, back with, you guessed it, another 10-minute eye test. Today, we are looking at DIN, formerly known as Web3 Go. It is apparently a modular AI native data pre-processing layer backed by Binance Labs, Hashkey, Shima, and more. In better news than that, Sasha, I think this is another node sale. So we're on a roll right now where this is our third node sale video, I think.
Man, we're quickly becoming the node experts. We are the node experts. We know everything about nodes. We've got a lot of node content coming out, and nodes are the hot new narrative. They've been around for a little while. I mean, nodes are blockchain, really. But yeah, we're going to dive a little bit deeper. And I think with each video, hopefully you guys are learning more and more about node sales. We've got, like I said, some other videos coming up, and make sure you stick around till the end to check out our take on this node sale. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot about DIN or what they're doing with nodes. Mello, do you have any idea besides what you had just mentioned?
No, what I just read is the first thing I ever learned about this, aside from the fact that it is in fact a node sale. And yeah, I'm excited to tear through this. And just to clarify, because we did get a little bit of hate on our last video, people don't seem to understand the concept still. So I guess we got to reiterate every video. But we take 10 short minutes to look inside whatever's being offered, whether it's a node or a token. In this case, it's a node sale. So we want to see what is publicly available, what is easy for us to discern as maybe would be investors, and give our verdict on would we continue to explore that or would we just dismiss it. So we're not saying yes or no, don't invest in this. We're just giving our honest first thoughts on this. So that's more or less what we're about to do. And we're going to dive into this node sale. And I don't think either one of us knows anything about this.
Not a whole lot. Yeah, we're gonna trigger people anyways. Deal
Yeah,
with
it's
it.
bound
So
to happen.
without further ado, let's put 10 minutes on the clock. Starting meow. Okay, we've got DIN, and it's apparently previously Web3 Go. I covered this in the 3 token launch videos coming up, but like I said, they've got a node sale. And what stands out the most is that they've got some really big names on this cap table. Check that out. Binance Labs is the lead, along with Hashkey Capital and Shima.
Yeah, so pretty big backers. I think all of these node sales, one of the first things we notice is they have at least one major backer. I don't think you can really conduct a node sale if you don't have somebody big on board or at least one entity. And Binance Labs is obviously, I would venture to guess, one of the most well known companies in the world as far as crypto goes. So that's pretty exciting.
Absolutely. But like you mentioned, it's a modular AI native data pre-processing layer. I guess we're going to find that out. Maybe they're refining, organizing, and curating data for specific applications. But it looks like they raised, according to Crypto Rank, which, it's not the most reliable information because it can be crowdsourced, close to $10 million in funding so far.
Hmm.
I guess what we got to do is figure out what they're offering, the nodes. What do you stand to get from operating a node? What is the node used for? And what's the kind of implied valuation of that node? So is it a good investment opportunity?
Yeah, and I think we covered this in the last video too. I don't know if you mentioned it, but how much of the token supply, the total supply, is allocated towards node running? So I think the last one we saw was 50%. You like to see a higher amount, I suppose, if you're investing in a nodes because it makes you feel a little bit safer about that investment. But we'll
Hmm.
see. And
Here we
again, we're
go.
we're looking to see how easy that information is to find because that's half of what we're assessing here. And yeah,
Absolutely.
so far, I love the website. It looks very beautiful, actually, and their nodes are chipper nodes. I don't know why they called it that, but that's interesting.
Yeah, well, check this out. Cook data for AI and get paid. So they're talking about pre-processing, cooking data. I never heard about cooking data. I never heard this term before, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Let's check out the chipper nodes and see what this is all about. So they've got different tiers in a public round. They're selling nodes.
Mm.
And again, you see a lot of the same information, but yeah, there's some information here. These are the nodes, the tiers here, I guess. They've got a large number of nodes across the board, man. Looks like maybe extending into the hundreds of thousands of nodes.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going cheaper on prices themselves and just 10 tiers by the look of it, but a lot of nodes. So yeah, they're selling their first round at 60. a pop, I guess, but they're selling a lot of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we can calculate, how much money they're trying to raise with this entire sale. And that's very important when analyzing a node sale. You want to
Hmm.
understand how much they're raising and does that make sense in the context of what they're doing with the company. For example, they raised potentially 9 or $10 million with, token pre-sale equity or VCs. And then they're using this as a fundraising mechanism. So if this brings in another 20, 30 million, on the node sale, like, does that make sense? So they need that money to build out what they're already building.
Yep,
But
absolutely.
here's some info on the chipper node. We've got chipper nodes are the backbone. Everyone says backbone now. Backbone of the ecosystem, playing a crucial role in managing the continuous data flow essential for AI development. So the network itself is focused on AI development. Maybe the network is, creating a protocol or a platform for AI developers to come use this data, maybe consume compute resources or something else on this central hub.
Yeah, and
I don't
then
know why they call them chipper nodes though.
And then down below it says something about edge computing. So they want to perform computations as close to the data source as possible, reducing latency and increasing processing efficiency. So that's interesting. I see that they're not only focusing on data curation, but also edge computing, which is pretty hot narrative right now as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen a few projects like this. We're working with one that's quite similar. But these are the sale dynamics. Let's take a closer look.
Hmm.
So interesting. They're selling 100,000 nodes total. And they've got 10 different rounds. So that's a massive price disparity between the earliest tiers and the latest tiers. And I wonder if that's a good idea for someone structuring a node sale, especially if the nodes are no different in tier one versus tier 10. That's wild. We're talking about, um, what is that, man? Like 30x the price in tier one to tier 10?
More than that, I think. Maybe not. Yeah, more
Yeah,
than
yeah,
that.
more than that.
But yeah, I mean, one interesting dynamic of a node sale that we haven't really covered is the fact that this can take place over a year, you know? So by the time that people might want to buy at that level, maybe it's an awesome deal. Maybe the FTV is very high. Maybe the potential to earn money here is really high. So we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know enough about it, but it is pretty astounding that and they have a really random number of 131,600 upper limit of nodes. And I think you and I both know, if the audience doesn't know that, I don't think I've seen one node sell out every last node. It's kind of an unwritten rule that you have always some left over that nobody's buying. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I don't think anybody sells out a whole collection of nodes.
No, you're absolutely right. We haven't seen any that's sold out really in node sale structures like this. That is a very strange number for the upper limit. I wonder how they got to that calculation or even just these numbers in general, why they're
Yep.
pursuing these numbers and how they structured it. You and I have structured some sales before, and so we know a lot of the methodology that goes into it. One thing to keep in mind is the implied FDV, and we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this on a video that's coming up soon. But this gives you an idea of what the FTV of the token supply needs to be in order for someone that buys a node at this price to break even. And
Yep.
so sometimes they'll break it down like implied FTV with 100% participation or 50%. That basically means that if 50% of the nodes are active, like of all the people that have the nodes, if only 50% of them are active, then typically your rewards will be good enough so that your FDV will be that low. But if all of the nodes are active, then it looks like that. Just a simplified way of giving an idea of like what valuation for this company's token do you need to hit on average through that entire distribution period for you to break even or for you to make a gain. But we don't really know if like a lot of this as far as what they're selling, how much of it they're selling, why they're structuring 100,000 nodes, if that makes sense in the context of the company yet, because we don't really know what the chipper nodes do yet.
Another thing, I know I sound like a broken record, but we don't know what the underlying token does. The assumed reward token that you're going to get emitted from these nodes. So, what role does that play in the ecosystem as well? And how quickly do those tokens vest? What do you earn them for? Obviously, they said cooking data, but they haven't mentioned a whole lot about what that means. And can you delegate these nodes is another question. I'm sure some people are wondering if they know what delegating nodes means. I know a lot of people don't know that concept either.
Yeah, absolutely. But based on like, before you actually sell nodes, you have to justify that your network actually needs nodes. So we're talking about data pre-processing, and it sounds like these nodes, hopefully they can be installed on anyone's machine, but it sounds like those machines will be, performing some of the work in curating data, organizing data, and then validating the data, maybe like checking on the data's quality. I don't know what the hardware requirements are for someone to actually do that with their computer. Maybe most people won't be able to do that, but that might be a part of it. Um, Here's one thing that you had mentioned before. So 100% of the fees from the network, I think, will be allocated to the node that handles the request. That's awesome. 100%.
Yeah, that's what you like to see, I guess. Network profit in BNB. Wow. Okay.
There is a range here as well, so I think there's some criteria for being able to achieve some of that 100%. But yeah, interesting.
Could you go up?
Maybe
There's a
these nodes are structured in a way for people that have like larger amounts of computing power to have to pay more to provide more compute and then maybe earn more rewards. What were you mentioning?
no, just up above on a different note. There's a token economics and utilities for the how DIN works section. I don't know if we hit that one yet already, but might mention something about the token.
Where is
Yeah, yeah,
this?
yeah,
How
yeah,
DIN
right there.
works? This one.
No, no, right below that.
Oh, here we go. Details about
Deep
the
below.
DIN token.
Oh,
Use cases. Here we go. Man, they couldn't have used like some better font.
okay.
So, you got an NFT, and then you've got wafers, and then the wafers go to DIN, and you stake the node credentials, and you get rewarded for validating data. Oh man, that's a
Quick
quick
10
10
minutes.
minutes. Woo. But it looks like there's a few ways of earning here, right? You've got vectorizing data, you've got validating data, there's some staking involved. You can spend DIN on the demand side. So people that are consuming or they're extracting data from the platform, maybe they have to do that by purchasing it with DIN,
Yep,
which, you know, maybe not the best use case because let's be honest, not all AI developers care about Web3 or want to use cryptocurrency.
yep,
Um,
true.
but yeah, that's something to keep in mind.
And boomers. There's data vectorization node boomer.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely some AI boomers out there. That's a good band name. All
All
right.
right.
So
Uh, yeah, I mean, we don't know anything about the team and we don't know anything about the community size. So I guess we would have to cheat to look at that. But I guess we have enough information. I know what I'm thinking. I want to hear what you're saying first, but I just got to say first off that the massive improvement from the last node sale as far as information that's public and easy to digest, like really, so much easier. That is possible to look in 10 minutes and figure something out, at least partially. But yeah, before we hear your verdict, I just want to remind everybody to tap that like button, give us a follow, leave your comments, especially not hateful comments, please. We can't take that. But
no, we can
any
take it. We
comments?
can take it.
Yeah, we're always up for a spirited debate in the comment section. But yeah, Sasha, what do you think about this? I want to hear your verdict.
I want to first call out the haters on revolving games and some of these people that told us we completely missed the point. This is a perfect example of how you can present data and information to help someone understand what you're actually doing,
Yep.
especially if, just like that other project, they've got a big banner across the top of the website saying, buy these nodes. I think Din did a great job in explaining what this is, and I'm going to give it one thumb up, and I'm going to tell you why. So, the idea around what they're doing with nodes is very clear. That information tells me exactly what a node operator's duties or responsibilities are. They have a clear table that tells me all of the financial information I might need to make some preliminary judgment on whether I think this is a good investment opportunity or not. And they have information around how the token is being used in the network. So the thing that you're getting rewarded with, the thing that you're essentially buying or investing in, what is the use of that? And all of these different pieces of information give me an idea of whether I think this is valuable or cool or interesting to me. So that's why I'm going to give it 1 thumbs up. There's a lot of projects like this on the market right now. I know Binance Labs invested in this, Shima, a few others, and
Mhm.
there's probably something that we're not seeing, because what's the most important thing here that no one is probably talking about, especially all these YouTube people that are thinking about node sales, is the strength of this network really comes down to how they've developed the infrastructure to process and curate data. No one's going to want to give this company money or buy anything from them if that doesn't work and it's useless. So the proprietary information or technology that they have internally to process that data and sell that data, that's going to be one of the most important fundamentals here. That's why I'm giving it 1 thumbs up, and I'm willing to dive deeper and see if it's a good investment opportunity for me.
I don't know if I have a whole lot to add to that. I mean, you said it pretty, summed it up pretty nicely. Like I said before, they did an amazing job. You know, curating all the information that we would need to make an informed decision. I would like to see some more information on the token utility. Coming soon is not really something you want to see if you're looking to invest in another part of the ecosystem, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because the graphics seem pretty well thought out, albeit with some weird font and a little bit hard to read. So more information on the token side is definitely necessary. Also, one thing we didn't talk about is, will there be a token sale? Because this also changes the dynamic of a node sale a little bit. If you know that you can just invest straight up into the token, or another way we look at that is like investing in equity in a company too. If you're able to invest in equity, it changes the perception of investing in another part of the company, like a token or a node. So these are things I would usually like to see. Look into the team as well, but that's no fault of their own. We straight up didn't have enough time to look into other things. So I say they provided a sufficient amount of information. I would also give it 1 thumb up because they did a good job. And yeah, I like the colors on the website. They're pretty. Everything
Yeah,
looks
pretty
nice.
colors.
They Branding is important too. It looks like they put a lot of thought into this, and it was very easy to find the node tiers, the value, what you can expect, why they need nodes. A little bit buzzwordy on the description of the company itself, but I think they did it's pretty succinct. That's probably the shortest explanation they could give for what they're doing. It's a little bit complex, so yeah, kudos to them. I don't know if I would invest, but I would definitely look further into it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be cooking data together with Din, making some data for dinner. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. Make sure again you tap that like button, throw us a subscribe. We got more fun videos coming at you and another eye test next week. And until then, stay safe, y'all. Stay diligent and go buy some notes. Not financial advice. Ciao, y'all.
Bye.